안녕. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Gohan.
And this is Cerose again, twice again, chocolate again, and welcome back to our channel. Alright guys, so today, what are we doing? So today we are going to be answering questions that you guys have for us about parenting, about our relationship, yada 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 yada. But I mean, obviously we're a couple and we're parents, you know. Yeah. Normally we go and we do like polls or posts and then we ask you guys to send in your questions, but because we had such a high volume of certain questions being repeatedly asked, we decided that we were gonna go ahead and write those down and then address them, talk about them today in this video.
Yay. 약간 요약본.
What?
When you get all the important stuff and put it in one place. Let's just get straight into it. Question number 1. This is the most asked question. Do you both miss the life you had prior to parenthood? Like clubbing, etc. Well, I don't like miss them. We still can do it. And it's like, it's not like we never done it and we're like, oh, at least I wanted to try once. You know what I mean? We know how it goes. We know how the game goes. Exactly. Sometimes it seems fun, sometimes it seems boring to me. The music, sur, what's special, you know? Yeah. When I used to go to the club, I used to have a big thing that excited me was getting to know new people, right? I have the person I need to know right here, so I don't feel the desire to go to a club or anything like that particularly. For me personally, I don't necessarily miss the life that I had prior to having children. It doesn't have to end. There's nothing to miss. If I want to go out with my friends, I want to go clubbing, I want to go drinking or whatever, I still am able to do that. You know, I think a lot of people, they go into this mindset that it's like, once I have kids, my life is over. And that's why they call it settling down. Oh, you can still do all that stuff. You can adventure with your kids. Exactly. I mean, the kids, they can't go to the club or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, so why do you want to be? No, none of that. My kids are my world, but they're also kind of like an addition. We go through this circle of life. You have the kids, they grow up, they're adults, they have their own life. I'm doing the best that I can do to raise them for the time that I have them. But it's kind of like finding that perfect balance between focusing on yourself and focusing on your kids. And I mean, like, to each their own. There's definitely some people that think there's certain things that are inappropriate to do when you have children, but at the end of the day, sometimes there is no right and wrong. There's just different. Sometimes we'll even grab a babysitter so that we can go and hang out together. We had kids very young, right before I was about to turn 22. So 21, we had our first kid. People are like, oh, you're so young, but it's like, yeah, so. yeah. To be honest, I feel like the 30s is honestly where it's at. Being from Korea, I hear all the time, once you have a kid, your life is over. No, like, nobody tells you. Like, you never know until you have it. Like, when I was going to like the club and partying and all that stuff, I used to be in like this philosophical, like, questioning myself. Like, I was lost. What am I doing here? Like, it's fun. It's exciting. The music's booming. I love it. But what am I doing? I feel stressed from like that question. What am I gonna do in the future? What am I gonna do to make myself happy? I don't know. Why am I just sitting here thinking like, this is more fun. Listen, just sitting down with your legs wide open. Sivan just sits down next to me or like between my legs. He just starts reading a book. He's like, what is a letter? I'm just looking at that. Yeah, kids are so interesting. The minds of children, even at the stages that they're in right now, sometimes I just look at P and sometimes I look at Bun and I'm just like, what are you thinking? What is going through your mind? Like, how does your brain work? Kids are so interesting. They're so fascinating. They're learning and picking up new things every day. I feel like going to the club and stuff like that, yeah, it's fun every once in a while, but you know, we also definitely got that chance to live it up. Like, we met each other while we were still in college. Almost every night we were going out partying, drinking, like doing all that stuff. So we definitely, I wouldn't say like got it out of our system, because you know what I'm saying, like, so you want to go out, you want to have fun, and we done enough partying to be our parties didn't end at like 12, 1, 2. Our parties ended at like 6:30. Yeah, we would like start at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon and we would stay up till like 7, 8 like the next morning. Hours, like, yeah, it was crazy. Morning we come back to my room and then we just go like, you can still have kids and go hang out, have a drink, go clubbing, whatever, as long as you're not doing nothing trifling in the club, okay? Don't do that booby. Or we go together even sometimes, and that's like a good time. I mean, we got a curfew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I tell my mom like, oh, we're gonna go out, grab some drinks with our friends, whatever, go dancing and stuff, she's like, be back by 12:30. Y'all like, curfew ended when you started being independent. My curfew started when you started being independent. We have a great support system around us right now. We know that if we need a break as parents, and yes, sometimes parents do need a break. You don't get to run away from being a mom or a dad. You gotta be a parent 24/7, but sometimes you need a break. Oh, mom, I need the weekends. I'm tired. Yeah. So, Mom, what do you do on Saturday? Bring them over.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain freedoms that you do lose while being a parent, right? Of just being like carefree. You can kind of just do whatever you want to do, and then the only person that you have to worry about is yourself. When you have kids, realize that the freedom is not taken away from you. You just have to redefine what that freedom looks like.
Next question is, how have the kids brought you closer together or made you grow further apart, and in what ways?
There was like this podcast that I was watching the other day, and there was a couple. They were saying that having kids made them grow further apart. That was actually kind of shocking to me. For us, I've never felt like that has made us grow apart. If anything, I feel like the only thing that it's done is brought us closer together. We are the only two people that, even though we might not be able to share the exact same experience, because I as a mother think differently, you as a father think differently. So if there's something that I'm frustrated about, it's not like, I'll never understand. It's like, no, you get it, because this is our family, these are our kids. I just think that it's brought us so much closer together because we have another thing to kind of bond about. We are creating this environment for them to grow and learn and thrive together. Our journey as parents, for me personally, I feel like I don't get how it could draw you, like, you know what
Well,
I mean?
I can see how it draws you. Like, right, we both share like similar mindsets, as in how we should group together and band together.
Right.
If one of the partner, let's say, didn't have that, it's hell. You're trying to communicate, they just don't care. They're like, no, I'm going now, you change the diaper. Us, because we're so like attentive and like interested in raising the kids, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, just let you know, someone like scrapes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like communication. In that case, yeah, it kind of works like a, you know, when you feel teamwork between like a work partner or like a friend or something, that partnership is what we feel, and kind of, I feel like that's what brings us together. If they don't feel that, 당연히 there's only 힘든 거.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if anything, we just find comfort in each other. You know what I'm saying? Just like knowing that we're going through this together. So if anything, it really helps. Like with intimacy, like all different types of intimacy, physical, our mind connection. Contrary to popular belief, we do disagree on, I don't want to say quite a bit. I'd say it's like 50-50. The stuff that we agree on, like it's totally like 100% like we're on. The stuff that we disagree on, it's complete opposite ends of the spectrum, right? I feel like that's something that we've had to struggle with and definitely have to learn how to navigate. One that you guys are gonna find is funny, right? Is I'm absolutely no sleepovers, like whatsoever. Absolutely not. No. And Gohan's just kind of like,
yes, sleepovers.
Yeah.
Because like I was like, oh, it made me like not want to ask my parents if I can do something type of person, making me more shy and stuff. And then she was like, did you not see the TV?
Yeah,
did you not see what can happen to our kids, our blood? And then it's a situation where like both have points, but then the middle of it isn't necessarily a middle ground, because there's no middle of sleeping over and not sleep over. But then we found one. Sleep over at our house.
Yes, that's the middle ground. They can come sleep at our house, okay? You can come sleep over my house anytime, whatever. I'll welcome you in. My kid's not going to nobody else's house.
David will get your blanket.
That's our middle ground.
Yeah, that's our
Or if it's a situation where like just a generic situation where dad says yes and mom says no, we've kind of decided to like both state our reasonings as to why we feel the way that we do. It's like a debate, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
Whoever makes the better point.
But when it's like obviously both have really good points, it becomes a partly yes, like a minimum yes.
Yes, under certain circumstances.
Yes.
All in all, these situations have only brought us closer together, and it allows us the space to have these very, very important conversations.
Next question, how do you deal with exhaustion?
Exhaustion from the kids?
Well, I guess life. Yeah, kids.
Like I said before, it's okay to ask for a break. Sometimes as a parent, you need to tap out, man. Ding ding, tapping your partner. Gohan is having a extremely rough week, then definitely being that partner, I will be able to step in there and be like, okay, you know what, I understand that you can't mentally handle this right now. Or we have an absolutely amazing support system over here. If I'm tired, you're tired. We got brothers, we got aunts, uncles, friends, family, just anybody who loves our kids that are willing to kind of be like, hey, you guys need a break, I can take them for a couple hours. Being a new parent is not easy. Whether it's exhaustion because of, you know, there's a new human in your life, there's a new baby, you're worried. There's a lot of mothers and fathers that go through emotions when they got a new little human they gotta take care of, worrying about whether or not your child is breathing, and just fears that you have around having a new person and another responsibility. You need a break sometimes. A lot of parents, I feel like they burn out in the first couple months. That's actually when a lot of the fights start. Like you're sleep exhausted, you're stressed out, there's a baby constantly crying, crying, you gotta worry about like if you're breastfeeding, you gotta worry about like having pain in your nipples and your husband stressed out because he's like, who is this person? I don't know who she is. And you know, it's very hard not to take certain things like personally. Women deal with postpartum, just a lot of stuff going on. And that's when I feel like tension is at its highest.
How do you make the other person feel special?
Oh.
I smack her.
Again, I feel like this is referring to the fact that a lot of people also will put their relationship on the back burner to children. And sometimes that's inevitable. You know, kids take a lot of time. They need a lot of attention. That's not saying that it's right. It's just saying that it happens. For us, what we do to kind of like avoid these situations is that we make sure to be attentive to each other. One thing that was huge for us, and we've talked about this before, is catering to each other's love languages. One thing that I want to make sure that I do always, and especially if this is advice for you guys, is to never let anybody up your definition of love, okay? Love is kind of one of those things where a lot of people have tainted nowadays, you know? They'd be like, I love you, I show you that I love you by doing this. At the end of the day, I feel like there's two things about love that are very important for anybody to recognize. One, love at its core is not wanting to hurt the other person. And two, love at its core is making the decision, the conscious decision to show that person you value them in the ways that they want to be loved, in the ways that they want to be valued. Just because I have my own ideas and my own definition of love, which is very valid, very true to me, it doesn't mean that Gohan necessarily perceives love the same way. Well, let me just give a stupid example, right? Like, let's say homegirl likes flowers, tells her boyfriend, I want some flowers. Boyfriend says, I'm not a flowers type of guy. I don't give a damn. Nobody's buying you flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the one who says that she needs flowers to feel like she's loved, to be like, to feel like she's appreciated, to feel like she's valued.
Yeah, the core value is giving, not doing what's you're comfortable with. And
exactly.
Settling. If she wants flowers and you're supposed to make her feel special,
and valued.
Not make yourself feel special in love, at least in terms of love. If she likes flowers, she's getting flowers. If I'm not used to buying flowers, I have to get used to buying flowers because it's pertaining towards what she needs.
Exactly. I love that person. I don't want to hurt them, and I want to show them that I value them. That's it. It's really that simple.
Remembering like those core values whenever something feels like you're straying out of path, like if you're yelling at your partner, or if you're like being passive aggressive, those all hurt them.
Exactly.
So that's against like the core value of not wanting to hurt them, which is like, you know, a big element of love. This is actually the last question. How do you divide responsibilities and manage different parenting styles? Managing different parenting styles, we already explained. But dividing responsibilities, everybody's different. Everybody has different strengths, right? Something they're used to or good at or efficient at. We just focus on those, actually. Like, stuff I have no problem doing, I do. Stuff that you have no problem doing, you do. And then we just try to balance it out and make it a 50-50.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was just the most logical way for us to go.
Yeah, you know, but if you put it in technicalities, it'll never be like 50-50. You're putting in 100% of the work that you're able to, and I'm putting in 100% of the work that I'm able to. You know? We both doing 100, in my opinion.
That's it for today's video. If you like this video and if you want to see more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. But also tune in next week for more
videos.
And that's Thursday.
Bye. I really hope you guys enjoyed us talking about this. Hopefully we answered your questions and helped you find a little bit more clarity about how we navigate as a couple, and maybe that might shed light on certain situations that you guys might be dealing with personally as well. We really appreciate you guys asking these questions because it actually challenges us to think about these things that, like, you know, we might kind of brush off in normal everyday today conversation. It helps us even, you know, get to know where we're at. If you have a question, you want to answer it on here, or you want us to answer your questions personally, it might take a while, okay? But our DMs are always open. We respond to those on a daily basis. Yeah. We have like 1,000 DMs right now. I get through like maybe 20, 30, 40. Yeah. I think the most we've ever gotten through in a day is like 100, but as soon as we got through was 100, we got like 100 more. So